But I hear you talking about the gross vehicle weight rating. You want
the way to find this now. Let me show you here on this one. Right. I think it's in this door still.
Usually over there.
There'll be a tag.
Usually
this
on
one's gone.
Okay.
It's usually
on
here,
the door. Yeah, door.
Or even here. And it is on this one here.
There it is.
It's right here on this tag.
Okay, good.
It'll have. See, the gross vehicle weight rating of this car is 4,150 pounds.
Oh, so you've got a little room to work in.
Yeah, see, that's not the weight of the car. This car weighs right at 3,000 pounds.
Oh, okay, because you're having extra people or whatever.
This car is capable of carrying a little over 1,000 pounds of weight. All cars have that rating on them. You'll have the actual weight of the vehicle and then how much weight it can actually carry.
So as a designer, you're deciding how much of that 1,000 pounds you're going to steal for batteries.
Yeah,
and well, you sort of have to balance that.
What you do is, when you take the engine and all that out, you lose a lot of weight.
Oh, that's true.
So then you replace it with your motor, and you actually will wind up gaining about 400 pounds. Now, some of the smaller cars are only capable of carrying about 800 pounds of extra weight. So if you get a car with a 250-pound driver in it, you're getting real close to your weight rating then. So you have to kind of, and that's what I'm talking about.
But then it maybe that particular vehicle is a commuter vehicle, and you're not carrying more than.
Well, the smaller cars are more or less intended for little small, city driving, that sort of stuff.
It looks so funny without the radiator.
Yeah, it does. But you'll notice on this one now, the condenser is still in it.
Oh, I see. Right.
Because we still have air conditioner.
Air conditioner, sure.
Which I would prefer not to have it. And then I'll have to move the fans. The fans would normally fit on this side. And draw through it. I have to move the fans on this side, reverse the rotation on them, so they'll blow through it.
Okay.
But there's still going to be some blockage here because these batteries here will come up to here. But it'll still work okay as an air conditioning system. It's not going to work great as it normally would because it'll only be workable when the vehicle is actually moving.
Sure.
In other words, when you're stopped at a traffic light or somewhere, it's not going to
draw very much, is it?
But no. The compressor's not going to be turning.
Oh, I see, because it's connected. Stopped,
you're using no energy.
Right, and the belt's not turning.
The belt's not turning.
Okay. And that's an adaptation.
Right.
Now, I'm sure someone could come up with a more expensive way of going, but at least this gets
let's just say
some of it.
Here again, like I said, I would rather be building new things as I would doing conversions, but this is more important right now.
Right.
I've got plans. For new devices that are going to be able to cool them, air condition, heat, all in one handy little unit, hopefully, and that'll make a major improvement.
That's clever. That's clever.
And I like using put the alternators back on these cars instead of buying a DC-DC converter. This will keep the 12-volt control battery completely charged.
Of course.
This was available with the motor. Why do I want to spend another $300 for a little box? That to me is not as safe as having this system because, as long as this battery is charged up, you're still going to have headlights, flashers, whatever you might need in an emergency situation. This is not necessarily.
I've heard about metal brakes.
You don't necessarily have to have one of these, but it makes doing your battery boxes a lot easier.
Sure, you're keeping it in-house. Right. And if you're having that apprenticeship labor, I could imagine some urban places wanting to create. This is a nice idea to have a.
There's other ways you can do these. You can bend your metal over on a 2x4 that's clamped together and all this stuff, but that gets a little testy. Right. And I've bought some other tools that are not necessarily needed. A chop saw comes in real handy, and most of this is just metal fabrication stuff.
Okay.
It can be done other ways, but this just makes the job a little easier. I'm not sure if I was an individual doing it, I would invest the money, but you can rent these and stuff.
Sure. But I see the value in people getting really excited about this and getting teams together and putting out numbers of because let's say that we wanted to put 100,000 vehicles on the road as a nation each year. That would be like 10,000 a month.
A good story. Good story. Yeah. And this is actually in the works right now as we speak.
Okay.
Mexico City has contacted Bob Ashley. They want to build 1,000 vehicles for their city fleet next year.
That'll be.
Well, they need somebody to teach them how. So
they need 100 a month.
Right. They're going to need a lot done. Where they're going to send an individual here. I'm going to train him, teach him how to do a conversion on their particular type of car that they're going to be converted, because they're going to use the same vehicle.
Okay.
And then he'll go back to Mexico City. He'll teach a crew.
He'll replicate your tools.
Right. And then they'll be able to do the conversion there. But they want to build 1,000 cars in the next year, electric.
So, they've got to get up to a learning curve.
I've gotten an email from a gentleman in Australia. He's going to come here and stay about a month with me, and I'm going to teach him how to do it. Then he's going back to Australia to start doing it in Australia.
He'll be the amp converter out there, Amp-mobile converter.
And that's what we want to do.
Right.
We want to do that.
Get
people going, and we can get something really
get it spread.
Right.